Hi, I'm Candace, and I'm going to demonstrate how my Sinatra application works. My application is called Trekker. Trekker is a travel planner. Trekker will allow you to keep organized as you're traveling to different destinations. Like, let's say you're traveling through Europe and you're visiting maybe 4 countries or even one. Let's say, for example, Paris. There are a lot of things to do in Paris. I've been there, trust me. Different tourist sites, different eateries, and it's nice to be able to keep nice and organized instead of going back and forth from a map to a book, back to a map and a book, kind of like what I did. So this will help you keep organized in that fashion. What I would like to do is create some flexibility with this app and allow this app to grow with me. At some point, I would like to add a third model that will allow you to generate a more defined list where you can basically create anything you want. Let's say directions, budget, shopping, and you have all that, or what to pack, and you have all that all in one app. So basically what I want to do with this app is to make this the one-stop shop. Everything that you need will be right on this app. And that's something that, I would like to do and find out ways to accomplish that. So that's my goal for this app. But what I would like to do today is demonstrate how this app works. Well, first thing I would like to say is that I don't have this app deployed yet. That's something that I plan on doing tomorrow. I plan on working through that. But basically, what a user would do is when they go to my URL, and a GET request will be submitted, and this index page will show up. And what I would like to do is basically just log in and show you the process as a current user and a sign up, and then kind of go through how the controllers work. So let's go ahead and log in. Let's see here. And what my login page will do is route you to my home page or my index page for my second model, which is Trek. As you can see, I have 3 destinations already listed: Disney World, Eiffel Tower, and Koh Lorne. Now let's say I want to create a new trip. I will just click on that button, or I can also click on create tracks from the nav bar here. Let's say I want to go to SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. So I already have that listed. And what this page will do, this new page is also my new page. It's going to route me, as soon as I can click on it, to my show page. And as you can see, my show page displays one instance at a time. And what that allows me to do is to edit or delete this one trip. So let's go ahead and edit this. Let's say I don't want to visit SeaWorld. I want to visit Legoland. If you can believe there's such place. And we're going to submit that. And this, by the way, is my edit page. It's going to route me back to my show page to see if this is really what I wanted to put. If so, then I can go to my nav bar here, click on my treks, and it will return me right back to my index page. Now let's say I don't want to go to Disney World after all. It's going to route me back to my show page to make a choice whether I want to edit or delete my trip. And I decided to delete it. And this will route me right back or redirect me right back to my index page. By the way, I use index page and home page interchangeably. Okay, and let's see. When I log out, you can either log out from the nav bar or log out from the button here. So let's log out from the nav bar. And it's going to route me back to the user's index page. Okay. So let's create a fictional user so you can see how that process goes and how we navigate through the app. Let's see. Let's do my son's name, Alexander G. Say Alexander G at gmail.com. And his favorite character is Naruto. Hope I said that right. And let's sign him up. And what this page will do is send you to the user show page, which will welcome Alexander. And what I want to do is create a trip for Alexander. He wants to go to, let's see, one of his favorite places. He wants to go to Six Flags. That's out here where I live in Largo, Maryland. I'll create that trek for him. And it's going to ask me whether I want to edit that. No, so let's go see. And I'll bring him back to his home page. And as you can see, we have that here. Now, Alexander being 12 changes his mind a lot. So let's go back to our show page and edit this trip. Let's just say he doesn't want to go to Six Flags that day. He wants to go to Dave and Buster's. And there's not really a Dave and Buster's in Largo, Maryland. There's one in Silver Spring and Annapolis, so, but we'll pretend. So we have that here, and let's look here at the show page. And you can see that was updated. And I just want to create one more trip for Alexander. Let's say that he wants to go to Raceway, because we like to race go-karts. And I think that's in somewhere in Virginia. Let's see. For demonstration purposes anyway. I'm going to create that track. And it brings us back to our show page. And we have a choice to edit or delete it. Let's go back to our index so you can see that that's listed. Okay, well, let's say that he doesn't want to go to Dave & Buster's anymore. And click on this link here, delete the trip. As you can see, this trip is no longer there. Let's go ahead and log out. And should bring us right back to our index page. So I just want to show something else. Now, if you're a current user and you log in and you put in the wrong password, you're going to get an error message. There seems to be an error. Please try again. Okay. So, and I did that using what's called locals, and I'll show you once we get to the VS Code. Let's go ahead and do that. Oops, don't want to do that. All right. Well, let's start from how I created this. The first thing I did was create my migration tables. I work basically from the bottom up. And this migration set my users table. And you need a username, an email, and a password in order to create an account. So I created a column for username, email, and password. And what this does is allow the users to enter information, and that data will be persisted to the database. And password digest basically stores a salted hash so that their password can't be decoded by hackers. And it's actually, what I read was pretty useful. And this is just a security measure. I just want to show you the Trex migration table. And for Trex, I have name, location, and user ID. And this is part of, the user ID is part of data association because Trex belongs to the user. And to do that, we associate the user ID with the trip. And so that no other user can own that trip. It belongs to that current user. And I want to show you my model so you can see it. As you can see, my users model inherits from active record base, which means it generates all of the methods and things that active record has and allows my user class to use them. My user has many tracks. That's my data association. A user can have many trips. And tracks is basically a European term for trips or traveler. I kind of like that word. And also, this makes sure that we have a secure password, that a password is basically going to be used in order for them to create an account or to log back in. And this validates presence of, allows the user to secure their username and email. If you don't have a username, email, or password upon sign up, you will not be allowed to create an account. Let's see here. Trex, the same concept, except we have the data association belongs to, because trip belongs to the user. And also you need a name and a location in order to create a trip. So let's go here. And Trek also inherits from an active record base. So let's go to some of my controllers. Yes, for some reason, my application wanted me to put my index route here. I don't know why, but okay. All right, so this get renders my user index, which was the page where you logged in or signed up. My helpers methods actually validates the presence of a user or a current user. If this method is logged in, basically returns true or false based on a user ID, and current user renders the presence, well, I'm going to say renders, it returns the presence of a, validates the presence of a, that there's a user ID stores in sessions, I should say it right like that. Yeah. Let's see. And let's go to features of blog. And okay. And this is my sign up. If you're currently logged in, you'll be redirected to your home page, which is also the Trex index page. And this is it right here. As you can see, I have buttons to create a trip. And this is some of the hyperlinks and the buttons that I use, the button setup, default buttons. And also, you would notice that inside the URL, I have the route associated. Without the logout route, this will not go anywhere, except to an error page probably. And the same thing here. This renders my new page, and I can show you that. And here is my each that will list all your trips. And if track user ID equals sessions ID, then you will get your list. So yeah, let's see here, anything else to say? I have my H1 here. Yeah, so basically what this each does, helps you list, it allows you to list your trips. Without this, we wouldn't be able to have a list. So let's see here. Let's go to new. Okay, then this is what's necessary to create your trip here. We have the name, the location, and also added the value, the buttons to cancel and submit. And this just, this is the locals I was talking about. If any of your fields are empty, you'll get an error message. And this is basically what this says here. Let's see. Let's go to the edit page. And it's the same thing. If you don't fill out all the fields of your edit page, you will get an error message. And for that, we have, of course, the name of the trip, the location, the submit button, or the cancel button. And let's see, we look at new. We also have the error message here if you don't fill out all the fields. And we have the trip name and location to create the trip. It's basically the form. And we have, of course, cancel and submit buttons there. And we're in Trex, by the way, my second method. I just kind of went out of sorts. But, and this is my show page for Trex. And as you can see, I have it set up so you can edit. Let me see. Yeah, so you can edit or delete one track at a time. One name, location, either if you want to edit both of them, you can do that. If you want to delete them, you can do that too. And this page will allow you to will allow you to access, edit, or delete, so you can indeed do that. But this page is what you would use to actually edit. And let's see here. I want to show something else. Go back to Trex. Now, patch is what actually allows you to edit. It basically reads your submission and allows you to make the changes necessary and saves it for you, and redirects you back to show. And delete will actually is what deletes it. It will find your trip and delete it for you and route you back to Trex. Well, Trex basically your index page, and this will route you back to show page, should say that, based on the ID. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's go to login. And this is your login page. Of course, I created a form here, and in order to log in, you need your username as well as password, and I have a submit button as well. Actually, I have a login button that is for submit. Same thing as submit, but the value is login. Let's see, show RB, and this is what welcomes you. And like I said, one instance at a time. Welcome so-and-so, or welcome Lexus 2424. And here's my button for you to create a new trip. The sign up, as I was showing you with the migration, there's a field for username, email, and password. Without any of these fields filled out completely, you will get this error message rendered to you. And that's part of what I set up in models. Has secure password, validates presence of username and email. This allows the user to be rejected if they don't have all those fields filled out completely. We take security very seriously. So let's take a look and see. And log out basically clears your session hash for you to come back a new day and log in all over again. Okay. Let's see here. See if I can show something else. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out something else to show you. Okay, might as well talk about the sign up. Okay, so basically what happens with sign up, basically we have a username, email, password stored in params hash. And it equals to @user, to found user. If the user is if the user saved, then the session hash will equal the user ID, which means that we have found you. You are now a current user. So if you were to log out and log back in, you will be redirected to your home page. If they cannot find you, you're going to get this error message and you will be prompted to sign up again. Okay, so that's what that is. Let's see here. And that's pretty much what this is. If the user is signed in or logged in, and that's my helper method, then you're going to be redirected to your home page. If not, you're going to be asked to sign up. And for the log page, if a person is not logged in, you'll be prompted to log in. And if you're logged in, if you're found, then you will be redirected to your home page. So kind of feel like I'm talking in circles because everything is pretty basic when it comes to CRUD and MVC. The basis of is matching the username to the name, or matching the user ID with the user ID found in sessions. So that's kind of basic of the login and sign up process. And I just want to mention authenticate. When you log in, what my app is going to do is look for your username and your password. If username matches the password found in sessions, then you're going to be redirected to your home page. If not, you're going to be prompted to sign in. And we're doing this using Authenticate. And what Authenticate does is a method, and it takes in your string password. Your password first comes in as a string, and it's salted and stored in a hash. Now, what it does is going to match the user ID with the user ID stores in sessions. If it finds you, you'll be redirected, logged in basically. If not, you'll be prompted to sign up or to log in. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Any questions or feedback, just please send me a comment. You can also send me a comment at lexus2424@gmail.com if you want to send it to me privately. If I misspell some trip destinations, please I do apologize because I'm really nervous on camera. But I think this went pretty well. Okay, well, thank you for joining me, and I hope to update this app once I deploy and once I add a third model, because it's going to be like really exciting and a lot more to talk about. But this is just pretty much kind of basic. I'm trying to think of anything else I can mention, but I think I kind of hit all areas because I kind of felt like I was talking in circles. So. All right, so, okay, well, thank you. Please hit me up if there's anything else you need or want me to explain further. Thank you. End the meeting. We'll use that one.